It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a flying canine, it's a WolfHawk. It's a swooping, snarling, no use hollering WolfHawk. In the burning sun, even outlaws run when they hear that screeching howl. WolfHawk.
Welcome to WolfHawk Comedy Podcast.
I'm Elliot Broder.
I'm Lizzy Wolfson.
And I'm Mike Hawkburns.
And we are here today in Denver, Colorado at Dude ITK Studios. It's a beautiful, gorgeous day. And like we said before, that will be...
Every time it's gorgeous, pretty much.
98% of the episodes will say that. But it's a nice little theme, I think, to the show.
Yeah.
And it also does smell like dog food. Again, another day of dog food.
It's dog foodie near you? It was great near my crib.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
on the way here, I was thinking maybe they should make like dog food smelling salts. Like Nestle should really get into a different business, and you could just...
To like wake people up?
To wake people up, because I smelled that, and I was like, I think I'm ready to pod.
I'm not going to fall asleep at the wheel now.
No, not today, bitch. We have an amazing guest here
Awesome
today. One of the most lovely people I've ever met in Denver comedy. Lovely. That's how I would describe
Are you
him.
being a smart ass right now?
Yes. I call him the sweetie pie of Denver comedy. You can catch him at Denver Comedy Underground.
The more you laugh, the more insecure I get.
He's been on Adult Swim. He
Lives in New York now. I know we just talked a lot about how he's a Denver favorite.
Yeah, he lives in New
Doesn't live
York
here
now.
anymore.
So that is also why he's a Denver favorite, is because he doesn't live here anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
absence
welcome
makes
to the
heart grow
podcast, Ben Bryant.
Ben Bryant.
Yeah.
Guys,
Thanks for joining
You don't
us.
think sweetie pie is a good way to describe you?
you know, I did until you started on it and then laughed when I reinforced it, and now I feel like everyone hates me.
It's like the way the Southern people say it.
Yeah.
Sweetheart. Just bless,
Yes,
bless
yes,
his
very
heart.
bless your heart.
Yeah,
It's very, we begrudgingly keep
Yeah.
him around due to time put in, and we can't get rid of him.
Yeah.
because he's okay. I guess
We
that would
did get rid of
actually-
him.
it would
He
be-
lives in New York.
It would be worse in the
We did it.
South if you kept calling me sweet, because it would be a very polite way of saying I'm like have brain problems.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
He's so
He's
sweet.
real sweet.
Yeah, I could have
He's
just called you
real-
Lenny to
He's
open up the...
He's like real strong. He's
Yeah.
like really
Real
good.
strong.
With like a
We call
plow.
him the Lenny of Denver comedy.
He knows about, how to do agriculture.
There you go.
Dude,
Just like Mike
Women,
Hawkburns.
do not hug him. It's too powerful.
Tight.
Too powerful.
He might think you're a little mouse.
He's going to want to hug you. He's going to try.
Come here.
Yeah. Yeah. And eventually New York will take him out. So that'll be good.
No, I'll be the king.
Oh, then the king.
Have you ever seen
the
like,
Rat
a
King?
disabled
Yeah.
Southern person in New York?
Yeah.
They get a playmate after them immediately.
Oh, that makes sense.
I mean, they die sadly.
Sure.
But
At
they're
work,
like a
usually.
folk hero.
Sure.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
is I think that's fine. I think that's totally fine.
They're
I'll
like,
take it.
Yeah,
they're
you got
like
a
a-
new bit now. You
they're
got
like
a
a
new
tr-
10 minutes.
they're like a train operator.
Wait, what is your idea of this new bit I have?
If you're in a
going, like,
wheelchair.
asking for hugs.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. And
Yes.
also the Lenny.
Southern, like whatever the opposite of a carpetbagger is.
That sounds like
It would be a
yeah, it sounds like a gay
ceiling
slur.
Tote bag.
I almost said it.
Ceiling, yeah, like a wall backpacker
A wall backpacker.
coming from
You're
the
so
south.
strong on that, dude. You're gonna break it.
Trying to
Stop.
adjust it subtly.
We're
without
only
making
5
noises.
minutes in. You're gonna break the mic.
So what's the premise of this? Like one to use like a bird and the other one's like a chicken? or-
Yeah. He's gay. I'm straight.
That's sick. That's a good dynamic.
I have a southern accent. I have a
Yeah.
cowboy hat. That's the theme.
Okay, so we're filming this at Dude IDK Studios. Shout out.
Shout out.
But what if we made a studio or a sequel studio called Dude DICK?
Oh, he would never know. What do
Well,
you
no,
think?
we would do it with Nick,
Oh, we could do it with Nick.
and it would be like
Yeah.
gay sex all the time.
I think that.
It's gonna be your gay warehouse.
Yeah. I mean, they have to make money on OnlyFans, so I'm here for that part of it. And then also, we already kind of have the SEO, right? It would be
Denver-
so close that the SEO should pick up, so we don't have to do all the basic work.
People are always complaining, like, oh, TikTokers, podcasters, they're taking over the comedy clubs. But where do OnlyFans people have to go?
Right.
Do D-I-C-K.
D-I-C-K.
Yes.
Exactly.
Only if they're gay, though. Only.
Only if yeah, it's still like it's like heavily bigoted.
They're all gay, right?
Yeah, even the women. You
Okay,
I just
yeah.
watch them,
Denver,
like,
I think-
gay.
Yeah, that's how I
gay.
comment actually on all of the OnlyFans that I follow.
And they actually give me videos for free because they think it's so funny and
Sometimes
charming.
it's one girl and like 4 guys, and I'm like, fucking gay. I mean, and then I write in parentheses her. Just so they know. I don't want the guys to feel insecure. I wouldn't want men to feel
No,
insecure about
you're an
themselves.
ally.
Oh,
You're like
yeah.
Yeah,
A
like
straight ally.
well, you're an ally of the Axis.
Yeah, ally to the straights.
Yeah.
You're just doing the Lord's work.
That's all it is.
Letting
And so
them
is
know.
she, baby. And so is she.
Yeah, God bless the sex workers. Truly.
I know. They're working hard out
You,
there.
you ever signed for an OnlyFans? Like to watch a person's?
Now I'm in a relationship. I can't do that. What am I going to be in trouble immediately?
Why is your eyes darting around so quickly?
I'm looking at the camera. She's watching right now.
If you listen back carefully, you can actually hear Lizzie's neck twist. You can hear the snap as she looks to see if her girlfriend is nearby. You ever sign up for one?
No, I never have.
I should though.
They're interesting because I always thought it was like personal porn. I thought it was always like Pornhub, but for this one person.
Sure.
It's Girlfriend Simulator.
Oh,
It's way more emotional.
amazing.
I see.
Oh?
Yes, it seems sadder. It seems more manipulative. It seems like more parasocial, and maybe that's what people need.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, get that from your podcasters. Get that from your WolfHawk comedies.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Don't mix that up with your sex stuff.
Why are you paying OnlyFans when we have a Patreon? Visit patreon.com for WolfHawk
I'll be
comedy.
parasocial with you. I don't have anything going
What
on.
a plug. In the
Seamless.
first 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Oh my god.
Don't forget to check out our Patreon. We have
You set
extra
it up.
episodes and nothing else because I don't know what else to post.
What do you
It's
guys
actually
do on-
more stressful than any other social media
What do you guys
platform.
put on the extra episodes?
It's just us talking
Yeah.
about.
Usually like stuff that we don't necessarily want to let everybody hear
Yeah.
about.
So
you
it's
know?
like an inside glimpse into y'all's lives, or it's like more offensive, or
It's
more
gay.
private?
Yeah. No, we'll tell like weirder, like more, less, like sometimes we'll get into weird agriculture side moments where like
Love it.
we don't want to talk with a guest about like,
Yeah.
I don't know, animals dying or all the weird, gross shit that
Yeah.
happens in a farm.
We had an episode
for
where we
example,
talked about
so-
how my dog got pregnant and then we had to get her a doggy abortion. That was a fun episode.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, that already ruined my mood.
Okay.
Dog
Uh-huh.
abortion, which
Right.
they're trying
the
to make
dog's dead.
they're trying to legalize dog
She's like
abortion.
she
now,
died at like 14 years old. She got an
Okay.
abortion like
She lived a good
13
life.
years ago.
If she hadn't got the dog abortion, would she have made it that long?
No,
You know?
Okay.
she wouldn't have had the career that she had. She wouldn't have been an independent woman. She would have been just locked in by some man.
Maybe
So
she
you're
would have got her
thinking I'm worried
GED.
about the mom. I'm worried about the puppies you killed.
Yeah, again, they died over 10 years ago. Who cares?
Were they like formed at all, or they were just like little? Chicken
No, they were
nuggets?
just little chicken nuggets.
Then I
It was
don't-
Yeah.
it was like a less than 12 weeks. It was
Yeah, yeah.
legal in all the states.
It was legal in all the states.
Who does dog
It's good that it was
abortions?
less than 12 weeks because also their gestation period is like 8
It's a lot
weeks.
faster. they're like, oh, I'm pregnant now. I have puppies. Good luck.
yeah.
Who does dog abortions?
The
The vet.
Pet Parenthood. Planned Pet Parenthood does it. It was a vet that did it underground. We had to go to an alley. There was it was weird.
Cash only vet.
Yeah, curtain hanger. It was, but I'm sure it was fine.
Who was telling me there's some drug that's like going along the cities because vets are like offloading it to people. It's like one of the
One of the drugs that
Like
you normally
ketamine?
give dogs.
like that, but like
Oh,
it's not.
Like
does
you
it make
huff
your
it?
boobs bigger? Is that the movement that you're doing? I don't know the movement that you're doing.
well, it's a huffing thing. It's
Oh.
it's not like chloroform. It's like
Oh,
what's like
Sure.
one of the old fantastical sort of drugs.
I think I probably know the one you're thinking of.
this is why he's here.
Ether.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bam!
Yeah.
Let's go,
Big
dude.
ether problem because of vets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wild. I mean, they probably don't
ether
make enough
problem.
money, so it's like,
I think they make a lot of okay
I-
money. They're like
Well-
doctors, but for pets.
I think that the thing about being a vet is just that because you have to go to like doctor level school.
Yeah.
So I think it's more of a
yeah.
once you get out of that
It's also
student debt, then-
Crazy how many people will reach a certain money level and like the cost will become too great, and they're like, okay, well, now my pet is
yeah.
no longer. Which
Yeah.
it's rarer to do that with people. Surgeons do get that. Most people will be like, all right, let's try.
Yeah.
They'll try to save grandma. Not everyone will try and save Sparky. which is
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think too, like there's like more of a like to keep grandma alive, you'll pay whatever.
fucked. Yeah.
There's definitely more of a limit of like okay, like I have bills and
Yeah.
I hate that my dog has cancer, but I don't have $20,000 right now.
You also don't know when they're in pain and when they're not by the end too,
It's
so that
always
can be like a
faking it for
confusing
treats.
thing. Yeah, so it's like a lot of like keeping them comfortable at a certain point, you know, like there's only so much you could do, you know, like
Dude,
I think that
I had a friend in vet school, and they actually talked about, like in a class, they like walked them through, like, hey, sometimes like clients will want you to keep their pet alive against the wishes of God and all creation, and you have to.
Isn't
like,
that weird
talk
that
I mean,
that's what the vet said was God and all creation?
Honestly, in that context, religious or not, I think that's actually a perfect way to put it.
Oh.
I think you should actually bring like that level of gravitas when you're
Yeah.
referring to like life or death, because it's just like enough of a psychological and philosophical framework where people are like,
Well, you can't explain it to them either. You can explain it to grandma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't explain it to them.
Well, I mean,
so
that's
it's
kind of
not-
like, you know, that's sort of like what he was saying is like, yeah, like the technology we have like is great, but like also, yeah, at some point, like your pet is, you know, just, you know, like there's
you can try.
there's
it. You
only
can go
so
a
much
couple
cancer
rounds.
treatment we
Yeah.
can do. You
and
know,
then what
like-
you can do is instead of trying to save that pet, you could take those drugs and you could sell them on the black
Yeah.
market and pay down your student debt.
I'd rather have a dog than be dead.
Yeah.
I love my doggy.
Yeah.
You know who actually put it really well in a way that I think about all the time was
Jesus.
Close.
Mom.
The closest thing we have, at least here in Denver, was Dr. Kevin Fitzgerald.
Oh, yep.
He made a really great post. I mean, he's always making great posts. He's the only person worth having Facebook.
Yeah.
And he just said like animals.
Okay. Well, that makes me
share-
feel bad about my Facebook, but that's fair enough. Well,
Have Dr. Kev's presence post all the animals you save instead of the dog
I'll post
abortions
some
you
pictures
do.
of snakes and elephants. I forgot those posts. What did he say?
He just said that like, you know, like cherish them. I think it was about like dogs, you know, like in hot cars, or it was just something about like caring for like dogs. And he said like they share the same life force we do. They are a living creature on this planet in the same way we are.
He was pro hot cars or con?
He was pro hot cars because he
Got
said
it.
it like made them delicious, and like that the life force, when they're in pain, it adds what's called super umami, which is a step above umami. That's why beep always would put her animals in cars.
Right. No, he does. I completely agree. I've had to put dogs down and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
I think that you know, it's tough and it sucks and it's annoying and I hate it because it's like you feel like they should be around longer than they are, and they're really a fucking pain in the ass about it because it's like, well, you loved me unconditionally this entire time for 15 years and now I have to put you down. That I don't want that responsibility. But sometimes they give you that responsibility.
They do,
And you have to do it,
You
and it
have to
sucks.
guide them. I just went.
I'll do it,
a
pal.
couple.
Okay, that's not how we did it, though. That's not how we did it.
I'll put him down if that's what
Yeah,
has
the
to be
last
done.
one we...
See, no, it's so intense. You got to dissociate. You got to go into a character person.
right.
I went.
That is my Cockburn speaking.
Yeah, that's actually what I do on the side. I work for a vet, and I come in a southern accent, and I'm like,
So this is a video podcast. You have to put the hat on.
Yeah, I
People at
know.
home, so they know.
We have to have a hat. Maybe just like a mini hat so
Tiny
we don't
hat.
have to carry the big hat every
Tiny
single
hat.
God,
time.
I probably do have a cowboy hat in my
Can you?
car, honestly.
We should jump it in and out on an episode. We could,
I'll
yeah.
add it next time.
Real quick, I'm gonna get emotional again. I went with my stepbrother a few months ago to put his dog down to help him with that, and I've known this dog forever. She lasted like to 17 or 18. She was around when I was like 10,
That's wild.
and
It's a long time.
being like in the room, and like I'm glad I could guide him through that, but like watching that, and even she had a very peaceful transition. There are still times when I like think about it, or I'll like look at Mochi and I'll like remember some stuff from it. Like that shit is
It's tough.
hard, and I'm very, very grateful that I was
Yeah.
shielded from it until I was an adult. Because if like as a kid I would have had to watch like a pet get taken out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like truly like y'all farm folk, strong as fuck. That
Tough.
shit is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
That is.
We put Red Dog down at the house. We had somebody come to the house. And I liked that because he was,
Yeah.
we didn't have to get him in the car and like bring him
yeah.
somewhere. It was honestly it wasn't that more expensive than bringing him there.
Yeah.
So it was like worth it. He was in his bed. We were with him. It was good and whatever. But one thing that I didn't really think about in that situation is the other 2 younger dogs were there. And so they watched us put him down. And so immediately they're just like, I don't know.
We don't want treats anymore. We're
Yeah,
good.
we're fine. Like,
But they got to like see him and stuff.
sure,
so
but
I'm
they
assuming
were
that
like a
helped.
year and a half old. So like we put the baby gate up and they were like in the kitchen just like kind of staring over the baby gate being
so
like, what the fuck is going on? What did
some
he shit
guy
in the
showed
house
up.
too? Did he shit in the house and that's what's happening? Like
Some guy showed up.
there was we probably could have, I don't know, done
I don't think you could have.
it's fine.
It would have been worse to have them in there and like bumping the vet tax. And,
Yeah,
you know, like,
right.
it
All
actually
of a
went
sudden,
an Oscar.
I get a little bit of it. I'm like, I should be fine. I think this feels good.
You might need to stay over at the vet.
Yeah.
Right at the vet.
other
So
dogs are
yeah, it
huffing
was
ether.
definitely that kind of stuff is definitely difficult. I think, but no, I know because I've done it. But also again, I didn't know these puppies, so
That helps.
puppy abortion. Bing, 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 bing.
That's why I have fish
bing,
for
bing,
pets,
bing,
dude.
bing, bing,
just
bing. No,
not
it
as-
was like a
Fish,
shot.
yeah.
It is not as sad when fish die. I mean,
Oh, actually, you are a perfect person to ask this question. I'm glad you said the fish thing. Genuine question.
Yep.
Which do you think are dumber, fish or chickens?
fish. Ooh, that's interesting because I have both.
Chickens
Man.
are like crazy stupid to me.
I
They're
thought you were
pretty
going to
dumb.
say fish or me, and I was going to say you. I was
here's-
going to be
I
like,
would
Ben,
say
it's,
that-
it's you. It's you.
Fish is like a super broad category. I would say there definitely are some fish that I think probably are smarter than chickens intelligence-wise.
Look at the rabbit hole you just put him in. You have no idea.
No, because I've always wanted. Because like, if you've been around chickens, anyone who's been around chickens,
he
you're
owns
like,
chickens.
Yeah, I've got.
they're crazy stupid. They're funny. It's
They
fun to
are-
pick them
well,
up,
and
but
honestly-
they're like, wow, stupid.
I think chickens are. It also depends a little bit on the variety.
Okay.
Because like I have some like birds that are more like heritage type breeds, and then I have like
what does that mean?
it's just like less of a commercial type, more of a backyard, small farm type situation.
I see.
You know,
So there's
like
a little bit more intelligence because there's a little bit more access to like survival rather than
Well,
just
and
like
it's just
your
less
like
of a like they
meat
were.
birds. They're not made for brains.
Yeah,
That
so like
makes
we used to have some ones that were more of like a commercial like breed, you know, more of just like they just spit out eggs kind of a breed, you know.
And that's how they do it. Actually, they spit it out of their mouth. They
were
That's what we've done
definitely-
in the commercial industry with chickens. Actually, is we made them do it out of their mouth. It was like ew, out of their butt. Gross.
Comparing a like wild chicken to a big titted like McDonald's chicken is unbelievable.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
weird. But yeah, the commercial variety were definitely dumber than like our like.
But so are goldfish compared to
Goldfish are also
your
really
fish
dumb,
that are
yeah.
out.
But
in,
there are
like,
some
your
fish that are
jaws
some fish are
types.
pretty smart. You know, goldfish are definitely on the dumber end of the fish intelligence spectrum. But it's also I think it's kind of a tough conversation, and this is going to get super nerdy, so we don't have to talk about it anymore. But it's really
Did somebody come in and be like, "Shut the fuck up about agriculture"?
No, but this is what we talk about on the Patreon episodes because I really like that conversation.
I see.
But we want to keep people interested.
but it's just
too,
it's hard to
so-
measure a fish. Like it's hard to measure the intelligence of an aquatic creature.
Okay.
Like I know there's like
So the
different
answer
ways
is
they
no.
do it, but like
But they like there's like memory.
You said
like,
which
bingo,
one? He
or-
said no.
no. Okay. Eat and kill them both mercilessly. Got
Yeah.
it.
but yeah, like there's, you know, it's I don't think they have really good standard sort of ways the way that it is for other stuff. Like you know how because it's in the water, you know, so there's like a little bit more involved with testing the intelligence of fish. You know,
Sure.
So what we usually kind of look to is just like how complex their like mating behaviors and shit get, and that's usually kind of how we're like, oh, okay, yeah, like they're
You seen that little crazy fucking fish that makes entire like mandalas in order to fuck?
yeah. A lot of fish will build like nest type situations.
It's crazy.
Gay. It sounds
Similar
like me,
to a
actually.
warehouse.
Yeah, or a lesbian. It's so complex. That's how you know we're smarter than straight people.
But no, I think
Clip that for the lesbians,
but
please.
chickens will
I
kind of
gotta-
surprise
no, I'm
you a
kidding.
little bit. Like one of my chickens is pretty smart. Like she'll follow me around, which I think takes at least a little level of like intelligence. You know,
It at least recognizes that you are a source of either love or food.
yeah.
Yeah.
And mine are like decently well trained. Like I move them from the coop into like some other areas where we have grass and shit, and they pretty much like know where to go. Like if I like carry their water or whatever, they pretty much follow me and like go.
That's
in.
impressive that they recognize the water bowl.
But it took a long time for sure.
Yeah. Do you? So the real
A
question.
puppy will get it immediately.
They're like 3 or 4 years old.
Oh my god.
But now they get the water bowl.
Yeah, they're like, well, they'll follow me to move them if I like move their like water fount. They call it a fount.
Okay.
Yeah.
The chickens do.
The chicken fount. Yeah.
But then the question is, Ben, how long did it take you to recognize the water bowl?
I drink from liquid death
Okay.
cans. But if somebody moves it, I don't
Yeah.
know where it went. I don't have object permanence.
Yeah.
if it's behind something.
Honestly, every time like I go pee and
Yeah.
then I like hide my penis,
Yeah.
I think it disappears until I go pee
That's it.
again. It's a miracle every time it's
Start
still there.
freaking out. Oh fuck, dude.
It's
Yeah.
fucking scary.
Yeah. That's good though. The chicken. They'll also like. They'll kill mice. They'll kill.
I do also like that you changed from being like he's a sweet boy to negging me now.
It's 1 hour of negging. I know that you
you're
came here
meeting
not
me emotionally
knowing.
wherever, and I appreciate that. And
Well,
it's on a modular.
I asked you last minute to do this, and you said yes. And your prize is me being mean.
Okay. So never help Lizzy in anything, everybody.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
what
write
she'll-
that one down in your notebook. Interesting.
Welcome back to Never Help Lizzy. New podcast.
with Mike Hawkburns.
So usually we ask people on the pod about kind of their outdoor experiences in life, you know, because
Okay.
like we both love the agriculture world. So we like to ask people if they have any agriculture experience or if they have any other like sort of outdoor hobbies.
Like I did like some light, like it's not even farm, like animal shelter
Okay, yeah.
volunteering as a kid.
Oh, that's cool.
But,
You
like-
grew up in Colorado.
I did.
You grew up in Colorado.
I grew up in the suburbs of Thornton, which
Okay.
I might as well have grown up in the sewers of Gotham. You know?
That makes sense.
But more boring.
And then you went to college in Greeley, so
I did, but I went to that because it was a Division I sports school,
Right.
Not for any intelligent
right.
reason.
Which one smelled worse,
The
Greeley
sewer-
or Thornton?
Oh, Greeley by far.
okay. All right,
Greeley is
so
very
sure.
interesting for those of you who may not know because it's owned. Or excuse me, the relationship between Greeley and UNC is interesting because UNC is effectively paid for by the Montforts, who own the cattle slaughtering plants up there.
JBS
So
Swift.
They so what?
JBS Swift.
What?
Is the slaughterhouse?
I don't know.
No.
I thought it was. I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fact. I'm not.
I could have sworn it was the Montforts.
No, I think they own JBS Swift.
I see. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So the Montforts have like a school of business up there, which is like one of the acclaimed things UNC. So they basically bought this like towny ass town,
Mm-hmm.
and because of it, people are like, yes, it stinks, but we would be nothing without these
Yeah,
rich
yeah.
people's money. So, and they also run the Rockies badly, which thank God, because folks, if the Rockies were a good team, it would ruin comedy. It would ruin comedy in Denver.
That would be it. That
In
would be the
Denver,
one.
I think it would fuck comedy
Because
show
people
attendance.
would go to
People
the show.
Love
their-
the
Yeah, because
fucking
baseball and
Rockies
it's
here.
cheap, so it would be like cheaper than going to
I said
other
people would
events.
go to the shows.
No, they
I
would
like
not.
sports. I'm a sports.
Well, people go, especially the Rockies. They go because it's just an outdoor bar that has hot dogs.
Right.
Yeah,
And if they were a good team where people are like, oh my god, we're gonna make the playoff, it would.
and they like pay for it
Scorched
super
earth.
hard too. Like to use a comedy term, like my girlfriend loves going to the Rockies, and so she got in their like email list or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like pretty much every week. It's not quite like a free ticket, but like pretty much every week there's some kind of like a $4 ticket alert. You know,
Yeah.
like
Whoa.
right now we've
They
got
get you.
limited number of tickets on the cheap, or like buy one get one for this
when you have
game
to fill
only.
a
yeah.
20,000 person stadium, I could.
Yeah. And they
Yeah.
play like all days of the week. So a lot of times like she has kind of a weird schedule. So it'll be like, oh yeah, I'm not working on like a random like Tuesday or something. So yeah, I'll go
It's
to
a
this
great
Monday.
place to day drink. It would be insane to deny that.
Right.
I
insane
get why
to
people
deny
do
that.
it. I just don't like baseball because it's boring.
It's boring, yeah.
And people just use it to do bingo and math for, which
Right.
is just like, I don't know, just
And you're a tennis boy.
I am.
Yep. Sweetie pie, tennis boy. We could just write this
I do
down
like
so I can
the
make the
sarcastic
description.
nice because it feels better than just outright negative. Because I can just
Yeah.
turn my brain off and go, oh, she just meant that nice.
Yeah, tennis boy.
So you went to
That's
school.
what they call
you,
them.
you played tennis at UNC. That was kind of why you went there.
Dude, I didn't even make the team. I tried
What?
out. I made it to the second day of 3 in tryouts. I was
Wow.
on the club team for a little bit and then pivoted to comedy.
Wow.
I had one week of my life between pursuing tennis and pursuing comedy, And I was like, "Ugh, well, I'm going to need a new dream.
Okay.
And comedy was that.
And are you planning on going back to tennis now?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm going to try and become a professional athlete at 30.
Yep.
And
I think that'd be great.
there's a bunch of people on YouTube doing it, actually. It's very interesting to watch them do it, like specifically with tennis. It's this like micro-influencer niche. People are like, I'm trying to make it on the tour.
Yeah. I feel like this is very similar to your other question that you had, which one's smarter, fish or chickens?
Which one's a worse idea, comedian or professional
Yeah,
athlete?
and the answer still is no. It's not either or. It's still no. No, I think you're doing great.
I mean, if I had gone down that, my career would be done by now, whatever little thing.
Yeah.
And
Because your
Tennis
ankles and knees would just
athlete?
like
It'd
be
be
made
insane.
of rubber
and there's
bands by
no,
now.
even if you reach like the actual pinnacle, like top, if you make the top 100, you can make a few million for a few years.
Right.
But then after that, that's your only skill, and you're still within a few years going to end up back teaching tennis.
What's the
Unless
main
you're
thing
very,
that they
very
break?
good
What's
with
the
your
main thing that
finances.
like goes out for? Is it elbow, shoulder, knees? What's the thing?
Yeah, just any joint is
Joint,
big because it's
all
all,
the
it's all
joints.
just super intensive.
Butt,
Yeah.
joints.
It's not a joint, but it's got little joints in it. You know what I mean? It's really more of a Chinese finger catcher. You know?
Oh.
The further you go in, the tighter it gets.
We've all been stuck. Yeah, that makes so much sense because I mean, even with football and things like that, obviously we know, brain.
Yeah, no athletes have
Probably.
a very long
Yeah, athletes don't really have a long
career
longevity.
unless like I guess some soccer players manage to play for like a pretty long time.
And some basketball players, but still,
Like
you guys are
bowling.
making like swift movements over and over again.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
mean,
back
it's-
and forth. Not good for the knees. Not good for the wrists and shoulders. Also, like all of it's a little bit of pyramid scheme. Is unless you reach that level of like mega fame.
Sure.
Actually, even think about how many like basketball players, how many football players get a shitload and then they blow through it. Like
They blow
it's
through it. Yeah.
a professional athlete is. I mean, truly, God bless them. I love capital S sport like as a concept. That's why like when people are like shitty to trans people about sport, it's like
Jesus Christ.
that's how
All
I
right.
know you're a fucking like nerd.
Well, that's gonna be the episode today. No,
Well,
I'm
you
kidding.
don't like
No, I'm kidding.
like truly you can tell
Yeah.
everyone's like it's like yeah, you never play a sport and you don't know what this like means to people.
Yeah, you don't know what it means.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
people,
And
of course.
like fucking do a pull up.
yeah, and like you've probably never seen the film Joanna Man, you know?
Yeah, the sequel to Jumanji.
That was a sequel.
Robin Williams, a lot of range.
Yeah, no,
He's
that's
in
really,
blackface for
it's-
that film.
What do you mean, you people? I'm Robin Williams.
Yeah, I mean, playing a sport for especially college, just like being like great in high school, going to college and being like, oh my God, I don't know if this is
Sport is also very good for that, of teaching you just how big this world is.
right.
Yeah.
Because you can just go like, oh, the world gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right, right.
Yeah, you can be like the best athlete in wherever you're from, and then as soon as you get to the state and then to the national level, you're like, oh Jesus, dude, there's someone who this has been their whole life, the whole time.
I think what tennis helped me with specifically was it taught me how to learn, and that's a really valuable skill. Like whatever that is for you, whether it's like art, agriculture, fucking theater, sport, like
It was an interest.
yeah. And when you
Yeah.
are able to teach yourself how to like, okay, this is how I develop a skill.
Right. I work on it. I practice it. I do the thing. It gives you some sort of
Yeah, that stuff goes so far in like a work environment or in another interest, and like when if you don't first kind of get that thing down, it can kind of fuck with you a little bit
Of course.
because you don't learn how to learn.
Right. You just quit everything.
Yeah. I feel like there are a lot of athletes in the comedy world. A lot of people that either played in college.
Michael
or,
Costa used to be a semi-pro tennis player, and there's a few
Wow.
others.
Other tennis players.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Costa's probably the highest level at both things.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's probably others, but that's just who's right off.
I also
the
think
head.
it's a cool
He's
sport.
also a little fucking annoying, but
okay.
like to me interpersonally.
Right. But I
Because-
also think that like you can do that. Like there are people that are older that play tennis, so it is
Sure.
something that you can always just have with you for the rest of your life.
Which I do
right?
like, yeah.
Like it's not like if you play football in, high school and college, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now I'm like 60. What am I doing? You know, like my parents love playing tennis.
Yeah.
All of them do.
Completely.
And they just really enjoy it. And so you can continually have that. You'll have that no matter what, whether you're doing it professionally or you're not.
Totally.
That's
That's why I came in here sweaty, was because I just did 30 minutes of the ball machine before coming over here because I do not like the way I look or feel.
That's great. I think we're
So
talking
you
about
did what,
tennis though.
The ball
so-
machine? What does that mean? You just like hit the ball?
Yeah, it just feeds you a ball and you smack it.
Right, but
Yeah.
we were talking about tennis. What are you talking about?
Tennis.
Are you sure? The ball machine?
The ball machine. You're thinking.
This sounds
You're thinking of a
pretty
fuck
gay.
machine. The little
Yeah.
the little piston ones.
Yeah. I think we're getting off track, and I think we should get back to tennis.
All right. So when you were playing tennis, or were you like a what was your preferred surface medium? Were you like a clay guy? Were you like a grass
Outside,
guy?
inside.
Probably like a
Beach.
man's back.
See, I knew we were not talking about tennis, and I just could
nice
feel it.
hairy
This
back.
isn't.
I mean, Colorado especially, it's like all hard court. Especially, I mean, there are a few clay courts here, but it's like a cute thing. And there's one grass court that the country club cuts for literally 2 weeks because it's like impossible to maintain.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that is a good question.
Yeah.
But just like here, it's just all hard
Everything's
court.
paved. Yeah.
Hardcore.
yeah.
Outside, inside. What do you prefer?
Oh, inside. It's so
Inside?
much nicer.
Yeah.
It's because you don't have to deal with the sun. Because I taught tennis,
Right.
And holy shit, which people at the time always thought like, oh, that's like cushy. It's just you and hot moms. And it's like, no, it's
Yeah.
not. It's me and children
outside all
and
day.
Children.
hot on asphalt. Because it's 20 degrees hotter on court than it is if you walk like to
grass.
nearby grass.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it just sucks up all that heat, and it fucking sucked for years. I truly hated the sun because I had a very different relationship with it than anybody else. It was this like oppressor. I was out in it for hours and hours. You know, I'm a fucking cracker, so it just burn.
Yeah,
burn,
that makes
burn.
sense. No, wait, no hot moms though, or only?
Very rare.
Very rare.
Very rare.
But when you had them, they were good.
No, I never fucked a client.
Okay.
There are no
this
male
story got
clients.
boring quick. No, that seems like
There
a
were
wild
a few
thing.
clients who I probably could have if I was in like dirtbag mode, but also
Yeah.
I was deathly poor at that time.
Sure.
So it was way more like, yo,
So you probably could have fucked well.
yeah, but I needed that $30 more than I needed
Oh,
to
right.
fucking get my dick wet.
Sure.
Yeah,
that makes
you
sense.
want to ruin that private lesson relationship.
Yeah.
Yes. I weighed the pros and cons. Believe me.
That $30 wasn't worth it.
There's
Yeah.
one guy out there who was, even including like famous comics I've met, still one of the most like charismatic, like best with people
Right.
people I've ever met. Guy named Dan.
That's-
Very cool guy.
I mean, I think that's a skill,
Super
and it's a honed
charismatic.
skill, and people like definitely are like, oh, he's probably just like naturally good at it. And it's like you can be naturally good at being good with people, but you have to still work on it.
I've
keep
talked
on
to
getting
him.
better.
He
It's-
has all his own little systems and stuff. But
Right.
if I could be that charismatic with people, fuck, if anyone could.
Dude, I had
Right.
someone like that when I was tour guiding.
You could fuck.
I don't. A man, not a woman.
When I
Maybe
was
two
tour
men.
guiding,
Maybe 2 or 3 men.
Let's go.
we had somebody on the. There were a couple people that tour guided that were like that, and one of the dudes, he would remember everybody's name, which is like a 15-person tour, like
That
every
is
day.
some-
That's
something-
crazy.
And he would meet them all. Like
I
he had
wish
like
I
a
had.
system, and usually for me, I would just be kind of like, all right, get in the van, and then when we're kind of driving, I'll do kind of a name game thing or whatever. But he would kind of like shake everybody's hand when they got on the van, and he would remember everybody's name, and he would get tipped like so well because people just felt, you know, he would get so many like positive reviews and like stuff because he just was and that was, I was like, man, and I tried for a little while, but I was like, dude, this is so hard.
so
like
hard.
I
It's
can't.
hard.
so
And you also have to
impressive.
learn it, I think, at a younger age. I wish I could tell myself a lot of things if I could go back. Like, 1, you're gay. And then 2, maybe
You're
just,
gay.
You're gay. Come
you're
out now.
gay.
There's going to be so much closeted pussy that you can get. Just go do
You
it.
think it would be easy to get closeted pussy? That seems really.
I went to
hard.
school for horses. It should have been fine.
Oh, college. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, college.
Okay, I was thinking
Lot of
high school.
closeted
I was
horse
thinking
girls.
Booksmart. That's what I was
No,
thinking.
no. It's just a bunch of closeted horse girls that were going to marry cowboys anyways. So they
Oh, yeah,
have
no.
a little fun in college. But I
Completely.
didn't know that at the time.
Of
But I
course.
do think,
Then
honestly,
they're like, oh, women can come. This is crazy.
Well, that's a liberal
Yeah.
myth.
do you think I should have learned that at 20?
That women could come, ideally.
I
No, this is
well,
supposed to be fun for everybody. Crazy.
that ability
Sex is between 2 men and God.
and God.
It can be between a man and a cameraman and God. And a woman could be there, but mostly
If she's like one of the script people or
Yeah.
maybe a grip.
Being able to remember people's names, I really am very jealous of, especially for comedy, because I didn't practice it before comedy.
The tip
and I'm
that-
trying to get better at it. But it's not even just like 1, pronouncing names, 2, remembering names.
you know the worst thing is when you remember somebody's
Handle?
handle and not.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
I truly
yeah.
feel it's like, oh, ooh,
Yeah.
robot times.
Or something like where you try to put in like just their first name and it doesn't come up and you're like, I know that I follow them.
Yeah.
So it really should come up, and I feel like Meta, you're fucking slacking because I'm an idiot.
No, they
I
do it
can't
to
remember
bully
their
you.
last name.
They do it intentionally. Be like,
Yeah.
oh, you need us.
Yeah.
Oh, you need us.
Yeah.
I've
Pay for the
heard.
AI
Tell
feature.
Daddy what the name is.
I've heard the thing for remembering names is if you look at them and you have to like imagine their name over their face.
I've heard
Oh.
Just
that.
like burn that in.
The other
I've
one
never
I've-
really practiced it. Maybe it works.
The other one I've heard is that if you exaggerate one of their, you should in your head exaggerate one of their like memorable features or something
Okay,
like that.
like if they
Cool.
got
That
big-
sounds like also like the Office episode. Did you?
But then
Did
you're
you
like,
watch that
but
one?
then you're never supposed to tell them what the feature is because you might be like, oh, he's got a big nose. So in your head, you imagine them having like a huge nose.
Oh shit.
So then it's like a secret. It's like a secret gossip you have with yourself. So I could see that.
Which I
maybe
could also
working.
see you then like remembering more because you're like, don't fuck it up, don't say
Yeah,
it.
it's nose guy.
That's why people call me Big Dick Lizzy.
Yeah, let's go. That's,
Let's
Big
go.
Liz.
that's your Def Jam name.
And we're back.
Folks, thank you. We're joined by the cast of Porn.
Yeah. I think iHeartRadio is about to jump on board.
Big Glizzy Lizzy.
God, dude, I love hot dogs. I'm just
Dude, I was just at
Unapologetically.
Costco and it was like the siren song, dude, for me to not
great.
go get one.
They're $1.50, baby.
I know.
so crazy.
You're losing money if you don't get
I
it.
had hot dogs and macaroni for dinner yesterday. Just a classic white trash dinner. I hadn't had it in
Classic white
years.
trash.
It's
Yeah.
incredible. Also, Steve's Snapping Dogs over here. Y'all ever been to Steve's?
No.
It's on Colfax. It's that little like yellow
What the fuck
building.
is a snapping dog?
It's what they call like a deep fried dog.
Deep fried.
What?
Or it's really just like a fried dog.
So it's got a little crunch.
Exactly. You would think it's actually way less oily than it sounds.
Yeah.
And they do like full like preparations of them.
I
it
love
rules.
that.
You walk in and it's a hot dog joint ass hot dog.
Yeah.
And like the interior, it's like fuck. It's for sale too.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't afford to just buy a hot dog stand because it's funny. But their hours are 12.
It would be a really good bit. You could get like 30 minutes out of it, post it on YouTube. Maybe YouTube would get you
And
like,
then
I
you
don't
film
know,
it at the hot dog
100
stand.
more subscribers.
Yeah, you
It
could
would
do
be
it.
incredible.
You could do an open mic there.
You could do an open mic there.
Oh, it would
we'll
actually
run an open
it would
mic at your hot
genuinely
dog
be
shop.
perfect for an open mic.
Yeah,
The space in
every
there-
single day. Every single day we'll have an open mic
Daily
there.
mic.
But it's open 12 to 5, which is a nightmare if you're
Of
trying
course.
to go there.
Yeah.
But in terms of a life, imagine that. You go in, you wake up
5
late,
hours,
you
6
make some
hours a day.
dogs. It's 5. It's just when it's like, I'm
You run
getting
out
tired
when
of
you
this.
run out kind of place.
Fucking, it seems
We're
so
out.
ideal.
Sorry, dude.
What a perfect life if you could pull it off. Fuck.
Yeah, that is incredible.
Yeah, that
is
wouldn't be
incredible.
bad. Dude,
I
there's
love
a-
a dog. Wait, have you been eating those dirty dogs in New York? You've been eating those?
I've had. What is a dirty dog?
Just
Is a man's penis? Is that
yeah.
what you're, okay.
That's what I was talking about. No, I just mean like street hot dogs. I just feel like it's like kind of a little bit.
I just had the
they're
ones
all
like
dirty
near
water.
the Met, like those ones, just because it's like you got to do it.
Sure.
And I went to like a brick and mortar place that was.
I get them every time. I'm not
Yeah.
judging you. I get them every time I go. I like, especially if I'm like go to shows and I'm going to Grand Central and I have to get on the train. Like, yeah, I love that. The only problem is what I've realized now is with those guys, you got to go cash. Because if you hand them your card and they can tell you're drunk, all of a sudden you're like, why was my hot dog and Gatorade $20?
Yeah.
But I'm already on the train home, so I can't figure it out. So it's like you got to save your cash for that, and then if they're gonna be weird about it, you should be like, I got 10, bro. It's I'm trying to get this 12.52 back home. You know, just whatever. It's a Tuesday. But I
Hook
think
it
they're
up.
very tasty. I enjoy them.
They're very.
And honestly,
They're
compared
very
to
classic.
you
They're
also
very
grew
fun.
up with like gas station. Like I didn't grow up with gas station food.
I never had a gas station dog. That is too. They're
Dude.
too unappealing when they're just rolling.
There was
like
this
that.
place. There's this barbecue place in my hometown.
The South is different also with gas stations. I think
Yes.
we have more availability here than New York. In Colorado, we have more availability for gas station food, but the South and the Midwest have actual food at gas
Nick, are you
stations.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be
He's
just be so
laughing
funny.
at my jokes that nobody else is laughing at.
It'd be so funny if the entire thing there's just like a voice just coughing in the background.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. One time two people knocked at the back door for some reason. And they were
like that.
Jehovah's Witnesses. So you can hear Nick going, "No, get out of here." Yeah, shut the fuck up. Get out of
should've
here.
had- we
No,
should've
he
It's
had
didn't
like when
say
you hear
that.
glasses clinking in like a comedy album. It's
Ting,
good.
ting, ting,
it
ting,
like puts you in a space and time.
Yeah.
Ting, ting.
Hot dogs. So there's this place in Alabama, right? Barbecue place. And they used to have these hot dogs that were like dyed red. It was like an uncomfortably like red kind of color. But what they would do is they would cut them in half and then they would like flat grill the cut side.
Yo,
and then they would
Burger
put
Haven
this
does
like
that.
spicy
Yep.
mustard slaw in there. And it was like the best fucking hot dog ever. And I don't know where they bought those like red ass hot dogs from, but it was like
or the red dye that they put the hot dog.
it was like just an uncomfortably red color.
right.
You know?
It just did not.
It really didn't. When you saw it, you were like, I don't think this is gonna be good, but it was so good.
Yeah.
Bunyan's Barbecue. If you're ever in Florence, Alabama.
Where was that spot that we went to in Memphis?
Oh yeah, we
That
probably went
fucking
to like
crazy
Central
barbecue.
Barbecue.
I think it was Central.
Yeah, that one's legit, man. I remember it was so cheap when I was there. I remember like a rack of ribs with a side was like $20 for like
great.
a whole rack of ribs.
Unbelievable.
That's great.
And that's enough. Like on date night, that's what we would do. Like you could split a rack with your lady and or your partner, unless they're like a competitive eater. That's a lot of food.
Or
In
me.
which case, if you're dating a competitive eater,
I'm
like, you know
not
what you're doing.
competitive about it. I just eat more.
I just outshine the competition.
Well, we
Yeah.
wanted to go, and I think we maybe tried to go, but it didn't work out. But there was a place in Memphis that was a little bit outside of town that used to have all you could eat ribs.
Oof.
Whoa.
And it was only
Yeah,
like
that's
one day a week, but it
crazy.
wasn't even that expensive. I want to say it was like, $35 or something. And they bring you a half
good.
rack at a time. And I went with buddies one time and we were like, let's all try to like get our money's worth and eat 2 racks of ribs.
Yeah, they have that there every night.
Why do
It's
we
just
all
a bunch
do
of
that?
dudes.
What? Why do we all do that?
Yeah.
Whenever you go to a buffet, you're like,
Yeah.
this is financial more than it is about like me having a good time.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
always
Gonna
crazy.
eat till I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, in terms of all you can eat here, that's good is actually Chubby Cattle right across from Mutiny.
Oh yeah, I've
The
heard that
sushi
place.
It's actually fucking Go Fish across the street is more expensive than if you just get
The all you
Chubby
can
Cat.
eat.
Oh, dude,
Wait,
it
but
rules.
with Chubby Cattle, do you have to do the?
Oh, it's the conveyor belt one, right?
It's
You
the conveyor
can
belt,
do that, but
or
you can
do
also
the hot.
you
Hot
can
pot?
do hot pot and you can order.
Oh, you can just order.
All of it.
They do it all.
Mm-hmm. They used to
Oh.
also have deep fried Oreos that they took off the menu, but they used to give you free dessert with it too.
I love deep fried
Damn.
Oreos.
Fuck, they're so good. Deep
I feel
fried
like this
Twinkie.
Colorado's probably like outlawing that kind of a thing. They're like, it's too many calories.
Yeah. So you have to go to the South or the Midwest to get it now.
Southern food.
There's a state fair
It's so
loophole.
Yeah.
Southern food is unbelievable because they're just like, we're just gonna put enough butter on this until it actually tastes good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
We
right.
literally want to die because it's hell here. So
I know. I was in
if I have a heart
Indianapolis
attack now, that's
this
the
last weekend, and I said something to somebody who lives in the South about how humid it was, and she was like, "This isn't humid," and I was like, "I've lived in the mountains for 17 years. This is humid." Like my hair is like
This ain't
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, she's from Georgia, so she's like, "This ain't," and I'm like, "Listen, it's
Yeah.
all something because
Yeah.
I live a mile high up."
The one-upness in the South is so funny. It's like, oh yeah, well almost nobody can read in my state.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Rory.
Where is your fucking hat, Elliot?
Scoville has a perfect joke about that, about when it's too cold. People always have to tell you about a time it was even colder.
Yes.
And then just like,
I love
that was
that.
the year we ate the birds. I always remember him doing that. I died watching him do that at the
Oh,
Oriental.
that's so good. I know. It's always got to be more. We love to compete, don't we? And
People
speaking
know
of
so.
competing, no. Are you?
So do you do any outdoor things? Having grown up in Denver, did you
Do you
ever
like to
or-
hike? Do you like to snowboard? We've talked to
I'll
a lot of
do-
Denver people, and a lot of them don't like doing outdoors activities.
If I'm doing mushrooms, it really clicks.
Cool. So when you were
Yeah.
8 years old, that's
Yeah.
what you were doing. You
When
were
I
going
was-
for a hike with mushrooms.
Yeah, I was doing
Growing up here?
psilocybin. No, I mean I never really did.
Oh, okay.
Because we didn't grow. I went skiing once
Yeah.
as actually my whole life because we didn't have the money for it.
Yeah.
And hiking I've done a few times. I strongly prefer on mushrooms, but I have gone hiking with like out of towners to be like, they want to go hiking, which is very understandable.
Yeah.
And you see the appeal. It is very cool, especially if you're going on a proper trail.
Yeah.
I think honestly what happens here is it's like the I don't know, just call it Star Wars effect or like fill in whatever fan base you don't like, is you hear enough people going,
Hey, you got it. The plague.
Yeah.
and you're just like, actually, fuck you. No, I don't.
Yeah.
Because it becomes a lifestyle by necessity because it is like affirming and like it connects you to a place and a space. But also, you got to get the gear and the jacket and the this and the that because you are
It's-
going
Yeah.
outdoors, and
Yeah.
it becomes too identity focused, and people get really evangelical about it. And my response is to go, leave me alone. I'm going to make it really dark in my apartment and leave.
No, this
me
is
alone.
the most common story.
Yeah.
So you know of the,
Yeah,
the
no.
people that have either lived here for a long time or people that grew up here was that it was more of a thing as like you either have to like fully commit
Yeah.
to it where it's like I bought all the gear, I get the pass every week, my friends live up there, I have a place to crash.
Yeah.
I'll go and do the snow, or sometimes people come and visit me, I have to look up hikes, and maybe I'll be able to find a hike that I can take my friends that visit me
You can
once
send
every
them to
10
me,
years.
dude. I was actually thinking about starting my own guide company because when I was guiding, people would
Yeah.
pay so much to go on a hiking tour, and it would literally just be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to drive you to the national park, and we're just going to do like a not even that cool hike, and your minds are just going to be fucking blown.
Well, dude,
'cause
especially if you
came
go like,
from-
oh, this is the waterfall where
Yeah.
yeah,
you just have it,
exactly.
Yeah.
Then they're like, oh my god, this guy.
Is this a
Or just like
farting
knowing,
waterfall?
knowing some knowledge.
Where's
you know?
that one? Can you give us the location of the farting waterfall?
No, I don't want to
Steamboat
take away
Springs.
business away from Elliot.
Sounds like me after eating gas station food.
Farting
I also
water.
do feel like too with like even New York, like I grew up in New York, 20 minutes outside Manhattan in the suburbs, and so then people are like, oh, you were
to the
close,
west or the east
what
or the north
north?
or the south.
Yeah, Cornwall. I would so on the Hudson.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, my town was on the Hudson, and I think a lot of people are like, oh, that's so cool. You must have like experienced the city all the time, and I did have more experience in New York City than a lot of people did. I did like TRL and Times Square and things like that, and if, I went to the World Trade Center
You were behind 9/11.
the day before.
Really?
I went no.
I was just giving some
Empire State
coordinates
Building.
and some weak points.
Yeah, but definitely like over time. But also, I moved out to Colorado when I was 18. So my friends that stayed there experienced like nightlife.
Yeah.
And I never experienced that because
Yeah.
I was out here getting drunk at these little Colorado bars. And so I actually have like kind of I have a way different experience than they do.
Sure.
And so even when I go back to visit them, it's like at 22, they already did that. And so now when I go to visit them, they're like very specific about like where they're going to go, where they're going to go out. They know it all. And I didn't even, I still have to like relearn the subway systems every time I go.
New York, if you're going with somebody who knows, New York bar
Yeah.
hopping can be very cool because you can be like, whoa, this space, this is like very cool.
If
New
somebody's
York, like,
paying attention for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
But New York, like going out like that and just like fucking around and like going into like, okay, like, I mean, I already
Yeah.
hate being in bars and hate being cramped and I hate being fucking like touched like
Yeah.
that. And in there, it's just even more like way too close.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that shit really is not
It's
fun.
so, you've been to New York City,
yeah.
right?
I will say though, going out in Denver is trash. The nightlife here is pretty bad.
Interesting. Speak on it.
I just like.
King.
I mean,
I'm trying to do. I have
Are
the
you okay?
energy. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Why was your instinct to become a gay man?
I don't know. What are you
So
doing
you think,
out?
you
What are
think
you
Denver
doing?
nightlife is trash?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, now, granted, I was doing sort of the wrong things. Is I was going to like the downtown, the Market Street, the shittiest bars.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was my fault. But okay, if you're going to like a place like what Milk used to be, that's very fun. That's very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I just
Right.
wasn't finding. I didn't find the right places before I ran out of enough energy to be like, okay, fucking pour me a bad weak drink with a poor attitude for
Right.
$12 here, and then I'll go walk around not getting laid. You
Yeah.
know, it just
Denver
it never appealed to me.
again, but our
You gotta
tourism
find- I
isn't
think some
for the
neighborhoods-
nightlife. You
Yeah,
know?
no, we really aren't.
Completely.
We aren't really. We're sort of a sleepy city, but I think some neighborhoods have cool shit going on. But it's definitely, I agree, it's harder to. Downtown is pretty shitty, and
Yeah.
And
I'm-
if you
I
compare us
hope
to some
we
of the
bomb it.
flyover states,
I hope we turn it to glass. I hope it just downtown specifically.
gets
Yeah.
bombed.
It just turns just like a new like from
A
the
glass.
government.
Oh, yeah,
so it's
yeah.
not like a terrorist.
Like a big
think-
enough protest that they. They're like, "There's nothing we can do, guys.
yeah,
it just
we
just
gotta call
reset.
in the Air
yeah.
Force.
Don't
to
worry,
shut this
we
one
won't
down."
touch the Rockies. We'll just take out Denver.
Well, no, just downtown. Just like I don't know,
Just downtown Denver.
maybe.
Just like south of
4
there.
blocks.
Union Station. Keep the train.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want that, and yeah, I'm really.
I'm
just
glad
kinda
that you're picky and choosy about this.
just like kind of some parts of Market,
Yeah.
and then a couple of parts around Larimer.
Like the 16th Street Mall.
yeah, it used to be cool. Yeah, just bomb it,
Not
burn
fun.
it.
I used to love to go to Chapultepec. That was like my spot if I was ever down there, like hanging out.
Are you
That was
saying
the spot.
Chipotle in a weird way, or is that a place?
No, Chapultepec. The
I know what you're talking about. I think they're turning
like
into
the
something
jazz
whack.
bar.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chapultepec was this cash-only place. They would do food till pretty late. They had pretty reasonable drinks, and they always had live music that was usually like jazz or kind of in that.
You know what I'm
vein of
thinking? Actually,
music.
I'm realizing we can blow up Blue View House. We need to keep the Rockies Stadium, or we can not. keep what used to be the bakery. Keep El Chapultepec.
Chapultepec.
You mean the bakery where you used to run a show?
Yeah, keep what's personally important to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, yeah, we should only need to take out like 1 or 2 blocks, really.
Oh, it's only 1 or 2
Yeah.
blocks.
It's not
I mean,
that,
it
yeah, like
seems
if we take out
reasonable.
like Gin Mill and View House, and there's a couple other I can't remember around there, then we're fine.
And we're fine.
Yeah, we don't even. I mean, you could just get a guy for that, like a really big hammer.
Well,
We
dude,
don't
do you
need
guys
big
remember
bombs.
when there was like a couple of apartment complexes that all just randomly caught fire, and they
Whoa.
were saying that there might be like an arsonist in Denver? Do y'all remember this?
Fuck, no.
This is like a couple
Ben
months
doesn't
ago.
remember because he was trying to
No,
stay out of the news.
no. We should probably move on. So yeah, Lizzie, what's going on?
I
this was,
moved
like-
to New York at that time.
But no,
Not
this was
me.
like 6 months ago. Like 2 different brand new apartment
Interesting.
complexes where like people had like just moved in, like just burned down.
Wow.
And they were, I don't know if they were in the same area. I think they were maybe kind of both in like the eastern, like Aurora, like they were like both kind of outskirty.
Yikes.
But I don't know if they ever got to the bottom of that. I mean, I think it was just those 2. So they were like, okay, well, it's not a pattern or whatever. But
Damn.
I guess I'm saying if you can find that guy,
Ben,
Yeah,
we
it's
found
fine.
him. What?
if you can figure out if that was in
did.
fact a serial
Yeah.
arsonist, then we
While
could
you
probably
were talking
recruit
about it, we
them.
figured it out.
Recruit them to burn those like 7 businesses.
Yeah,
But like, what crimes would you guys do though? Like, what crime?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, as somebody with ADHD, I can definitely like understand arson. Like watching stuff burn is super fun.
Okay, but you're just in it for the love of the game. There's not even like hate in your heart.
No.
No, just watching a fire is pretty cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Especially a really big one.
I think
you
he's
know?
also just a boy. Like if I had like ice and I like threw it on the ground and it shattered, he'd love that too.
Oh, I love it.
Exactly.
Why are you speaking negatively on that? It's fun.
Yeah, I know.
cool.
I see them on TikTok.
That's the saddest part
TikTok
about it,
thinks
getting
I'm
warm
a boy.
outside. No
TikTok-
more,
Yeah.
no more smashing.
Yeah, TikTok sends me those and it thinks I'm a boy or something. Like I'm gonna love watching that, and I just want to like.
So you're
I don't
walking
know
around-
more about my horoscope. I don't understand why.
You're walking around in winter.
Yeah.
There's a thin sheet of ice that you can step
Sure.
on and it will crunch. You feel nothing. Is what you're
You
telling me.
feel
Yeah.
Just you can step on it.
Yeah.
You just watch it crunch.
Yeah, I feel. No, I feel nothing.
That's crazy.
It takes me a lot more to come, buddy. All right, it takes me a
crazy.
lot
Yeah, you're
more
right.
than
You're right.
broken ice. Okay.
No, that is all it takes me.
But yeah, it's cool that you're living out in New York. How is comedy there?
How's the comedy there?
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. There's
Yeah.
there's a few less like really good comics than I thought.
Okay.
And I like the city quite a bit. I'm gone a lot at the time, like a dipshit.
Yeah.
But when I'm there, it's good. It's also interesting because like a room of like under 10 out there can actually be pretty doable. It's certainly not ideal, but they're at least all paying attention in
Well,
a way.
and it's also smaller. I mean, the places are normally smaller.
That's true. But
Right?
I feel like even in a similar space, like 10 out there would all be watching versus 10 out here would be like,
Oh, right. They'd
there are
be
more
thinking too much.
people. Yeah.
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 I quite like New York. I really do. It's a cool
Good
city with a
food,
lot to
right?
do. Really good food, and at any point you can go and be like, I'm going to go see some of the best fashion theater, comedy, sports, kind of, if you wanted. Like it's all there. I mean, now there's a time and a price premium, and that makes
Right.
it pretty tough. But if you just do it economically, you can. It's great. It's one of the greatest cities in the world.
Right. No, that
Are
makes
their
sense.
baseball games cheap too? I think baseball games in general are just pretty inexpensive.
I
most of
believe
the
so.
time.
I just
Yeah.
have not gone.
Yeah,
Yankees-
we established that. Yeah, 2
He
points.
doesn't like
Honestly, with the pitch clock, it does go much faster. I will say that.
That's good.
It's the games are about an hour less, which I think is
That's
doable.
huge.
Yeah, it's
Right?
like more of like a 2.5 hour commitment as opposed to like a 3 to 4 hour commitment.
Last
There's
time
also
I
a
went,
subway that you can get to Yankee Stadium, right? Or a train.
Probably. I don't
There's
know.
something, and it like drops
yeah.
you off right in front of it. It's like
That's-
Yankee Stop.
Incredible.
Yeah, that was something that they had like changed at one point because I used to take the train back and forth from Manhattan to, to the suburbs where I grew up.
Makes sense. Last time I went to a Rockies game, I went with my cousin because he was visiting here because it's what
Yeah.
you do. And I was so blown away. Like, we got there kind of early and we're just watching them warm up. And it was so interesting to watch just like actual athletes. These guys would just pitch the ball like
Yeah.
a fucking laser. The outfielders just zoom back to each other. And it was like, you guys are incredible athletes for this shit. Fucking okay, fine.
Right? I feel like baseball would be one of the hardest professional sports because you just have to like it's so much work. You have so many games.
Yeah.
It's like 160 something game season. Like
Oh,
At least the other sports, you have a good off season. You know.
Dude, you know what?
Yeah.
I was in the park walking Mochi yesterday, and they had some little kids doing like a scrimmage for their little league game. And it was funny because they were at the age where like all of them could kind of throw and get within 5 feet of where they were aiming. None of them could catch. It was a very funny
Really?
developmental. They just like bomb it and then whoop. I don't think I saw a single catch made.
No way.
Yeah.
That's funny. You know, that makes sense because when I was in Little League, I was like pretty good because I could catch because I had a brother. So like,
He's always
Yeah.
fucking shit at you.
so we would like throw back and forth, and sometimes like at each other's heads, you know, with like rocks.
So you
and
had to be able to
sticks.
catch so then the rock didn't hit your head.
Usually younger athletes or younger siblings in an athlete family.
Are they better?
Yeah, because you have a fucking like mentor / abuser to always be
/
there. Like,
personal trainer.
yeah.
That makes total sense. I've got a buddy who he's the third, so one of 4, and it's 3 boys and then a girl, and the youngest boy played for the Buccaneers.
Whoa.
Yeah.
My little brother probably has the most like raw sports talent, but just didn't care.
Right.
Like
cool. It's
he
kinda
had the
gangster.
most like he definitely had the best, like he was the most sort of coordinated, you know. Like he can juggle, which I guess
You can balance and juggle, right? You can balance things. in your
yeah, I
head.
can't really juggle though.
face.
But that was just like he picked it up pretty quickly, you know. He just had that little bit better like natural hand-eye coordination than I did, you know.
Right. Ben, can you juggle?
I can for just like a little bit. It's very
Do
interesting.
you think it's because of the tennis ball thing? That's the only thing I was thinking.
I just
It's because I
can't.
practice it. I think I'm gonna say exactly what you're gonna do. Like for tennis, I can always put my palm there, but I can only catch it maybe 80% of the time
Yeah.
if like a ball's like coming in here.
What if
just-
it's a booby? Can you catch it?
Well, you don't
Booby
usually
catch?
have to catch it. Usually,
Sometimes
it's,
you have to catch it. All right.
I can't juggle just because my left hand is too dumb.
Oh.
I just can't throw and catch with my left like hand.
makes sense.
You know,
I used to be
Yeah.
like really right hand dominant,
I can do like the same. Like I'll do 3 or 4 throws and then I like up.
and that's about all I can get. I can get 2 or 3 cycles through.
Which
I'm
honestly,
not,
that's enough for
blasting
like
it.
now I have like nieces and nephews. Like that's enough for them to be super impressed.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
be like, oh, yep, did
all you need.
3 juggles,
Yeah.
You
yeah,
only
just
need
impress
to get
children.
good enough to lure kids closer.
12 seconds of
Sorry,
juggling.
can we cut that part? Lure? We don't have to use that word, right?
I mean, I was just saying what you were thinking. I was just helping
was
you out.
thinking.
I was just
Do you
helping the
think you'll
kids who listen to
be
your
a
podcast.
tennis boy for forever? Do you think you'll transition to like golf boy or something like that, like a little bit more of an old man sport?
You know what? I was actually having a conversation similar to this yesterday because, like, in Denver, if I like want to play at noon, there's no like guys around my age. It's
There are.
well for sex, but not for tennis.
Okay, yeah. All right. I forgot what we were talking about. We were talking about tennis balls, right?
So it's all like women that their husbands are paying for them to play, which very cool, very good for both of them.
Sure.
But I was like, where the fuck? What if I want to like go play something at noon? And my friend Sean was like, yeah, you got to play golf.
Yeah.
I was like,
Golf is the move, dude.
if it was just putt, great.
Yeah.
I don't like how much space it occupies, and I don't like that you have to have 8 fucking clubs.
It's also like time, dude.
I just want to do putt. If I could do putt and do business deals,
So do you think
I
you
heard,
would be smoking a cigar, doing putt-putt, 2 p.m., making business
I heard-
deals,
I
trying to
heard-
get money from people?
if life was cool, if we as a society
I think
could
we
be
should just
free,
all learn how to play golf so we can
I
make
heard that-
business deals.
I heard that Tiger
Probably right.
Woods was opening like a putt, like a premier putt place.
There you go.
So
Take him there.
fucking cool.
That's it. Forget the regulars.
I think
sport.
it's in Vegas, I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
but like apparently he might open more of them where it's like really hard, like professional ass, like putt.
That's so sick. Can you imagine how disarmed you would be though to be at a putt place?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You wouldn't even get to do this like with the Johnson
Yeah.
contract. You just have
It's
to be
just-
like the fucking gorilla.
Yeah.
He closed his fucking mouth.
It's just me standing there looking like Tony Soprano with a cigar in my mouth. Being, listen, all right, come here. Let me talk to you for a minute.
Well, hey, we can go fishing in the middle of the day if you want to pick up a more frustrating hobby.
Nope.
Why is fishing frustrating? Just because you can't fucking always catch them?
Well, when you're learning, it's a steep learning curve. You know, like stuff's getting tangled. You're putting stuff in the trees. You know. And then sometimes once it's a bit like comedy. Like once you learn what you're doing and then you can't catch something, you're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I do lean towards, and this just might be because I haven't done it enough, like the idea of like spearfishing or even like,
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm hardcore enough for noodling, but like the fantasy of like snatching
I think
a
you
fish is very
can
cool.
in Colorado. I think they do let you in some of the reservoirs. You can like spearfish if you like with an underwater like spear gun.
Let's
I don't know.
dude.
I think
Imagine making a business deal in spearfishing. What? Of
I
being
think
like,
it's
listen,
probably
buddy,
way harder in
I know you
freshwater.
want this deal, but if you could just give me double what I was asking for.
Okay.
You pull the fish out and you're like, I think that would be a great idea for both of us.
Well, that's why you have a friend about a quarter mile upstream, and you just release it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, your henchman is just releasing it rather than it's a dead fish. It floats to the top. You hit it. It looks like you killed it. They're not paying attention. Everybody's smoking cigars, and we get that money.
It's about the brain game.
That's honestly not that far removed from what guided fishing in Colorado is actually like.
Yeah.
Like you're actually really
Yeah,
close.
yeah.
Like,
like stocked lakes and stuff. Or
well, yeah, well, and even like there's private water out here where there's like rivers that they dump fish in, like on almost like a weekly, monthly type basis. They like
they
have
do
a
have
truck.
like ecological reasons, or just like kind of for
No,
fun?
just so that people catch more fish, so they pay more money, so they get more people out there to fish. You know,
kind of fun.
it's a business, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
business.
natural
You
resource.
Want,
You
if
gotta
you're paying
generate
for
that.
It, you want it.
Dude,
right?
I don't donate to the parks all the time actually because I love scratch tickets.
That's
Oh, yeah.
good.
Fuck
Yep,
yeah, dude.
Yep, I do too.
A lot of
Have
that
you
goes
gotten
to the
scratch
open
tickets?
spaces.
I sure fucking have.
What do you like?
Real
Do you like
fast.
that? I really
Fuck
like the
me up,
crossword
dude.
puzzle
5,
ones.
10, 20. I go 10, 20s.
I $10, $20 or 10 or 20. I usually do $1, $2, or $5 ones. I was
Yeah.
doing the crosswords and the bingos for a while because they're so time consuming.
Yeah, I like the crossword.
I have.
I
not
don't
hit-
like them. I don't want them anymore.
I haven't hit on one in like 6 tickets in a row, and now I'm pissed.
You're
So
done.
I've boycotted them. For
I
a
feel like I
little
had
while.
pretty good numbers. Like I wasn't winning big, but I was getting like free ticket,
Yeah,
$5.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you ever done the pull tabs?
they're very fun. The pull tabs
Normally bingo places and stuff like that.
they feel too. And I know this is not true, but when you scratch off, it feels like you have control. But with a pull tab, it's
Sure.
too like it feels too
No
deterministic.
control.
It's just
Yeah.
like there it is.
Yeah,
It's not
we,
satisfying.
When I was at this comedy festival this last weekend, and there was a place that they sold them in you just put $1 in it, dropped it out for you
in a bar?
and
That's so good. I love it.
I played for a little bit. I didn't lose that much money though.
Yeah.
It's not. And then what would happen is I'd win $5, and so I put it back in and whatever. But it was fun. It was
enough
at
to
like
keep you around.
1:30 a.m. You know, it's fun to
perfect.
fucking pull.
Dude, sometimes you'll see people out there. Like I'll sometimes go to the gas station at night, and you'll see people out there that are like, for whatever reason, at like 2 a.m, they're just buying scratch offs, and they're just like vigorously scratching.
yeah,
them.
that's a little worse. That's
think-
a little.
I think the reason
They've got a huge
also-
knife for some reason.
There's blood on the knife. You're like, what's that from? They're like, don't worry about
The
it.
worst thing I ever did with the scratch tickets was like I don't know, maybe a week or 2 ago. Was at the airport. They had a machine, and I was like,
Yeah, I've
this
done
is-
that too.
I was like, this is so gross.
Ooh,
I have
girl.
to do it.
Yeah.
It's like funny that this is here.
Yeah, and
I
then you
don't
win a
think
little bit.
I don't think I hit on a single one of those. I put
Really?
in $10. And I
Yeah,
think,
but then you can't cash it out in the next place.
well, yeah. I mean, you keep it in your backpack as a reminder
Yeah.
to get you back home.
Yeah, then by the
Yeah.
time you get home, you might have won $10.
Put it back in the machine.
Yeah, no, I really do enjoy stuff like that, and I think the reason that I enjoy
Gambling.
like scratch off tickets and gambling is also the reason that I enjoy social media, because sometimes it does feel like every time you post a video, it is like, is it gonna hit or not? And it does make me sad, and both things make me sad. So when I'm double sad,
All addictions
I
are
hate
gambling.
everything. We posted a video that did like really well on Instagram, and then I posted it a short on YouTube, and it was like 10 views, and I was like, are you kidding me right now? You couldn't just do something to make me look so. But it does feel like that when I get scratch off tickets and it's my last $5, and
Don't do your last 5.
yeah, dude, and it
You
doesn't
need that.
hit.
Your
It
middle
doesn't
five.
To buy a
hit.
gun.
Yeah.
Well,
So
a toy gun to put under your shirt to then say, "Give me the scratch tickets."
that's great.
I
From
yeah.
from the place that I go to every day. They're like, Lizzy, is that you? And I'm like, I'm sorry, who? No, not today, bitch.
Yeah, I love scratch offs. I've heard someone say that the root of all addiction is really gambling. Like all things that people get hooked on, it's the like gaming and the gambling aspect of it is what, like if you're like are an alcoholic, it's like what you're addicted to is like, oh, I'm gonna drive home and I'm gonna make it. You know what I mean? And like the same thing if you do like hard drugs, you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this and not die. You know, like it's
But what about my addiction to gay sex?
maybe you're.
And on that note, do you want to do your plugs?
It's probably the danger, the gambling. You know,
The danger of
Mine's not
falling in
dangerous.
love.
Yeah.
The danger
And being
of,
happy.
the danger of
Having a happy
feeling
life.
so
Yeah.
good that I finally come out.
And come.
Yeah, and like
No,
diarrhea.
there's no gambling on that. That's guaranteed.
That's a guarantee. Yeah, at least with sex, you come with posting on, YouTube Shorts or whatever.
Almost never come.
Never come. Yeah.
Takes too long.
And then something will get like a good amount of likes. Any of the social media, something will get like an okay amount of likes, and then you'll look at the views and you're like, "Why is your 300 views? What the fuck are you talking about?" It is actually insane.
And the cool thing is, whatever number you hit, it will only feel good for, at max, if you are a really centered and gracious person, a few days.
Sure. And all of the ones that have really hit for me have not been comedy adjacent in any way.
What have they been?
The dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dog.
All my most popular shit is gardening videos, dude, which is fine because I like that too.
Yeah, but you have a consistency and people comment on yours.
True. I try to give
For
advice.
Mike Cochran's TikTok,
I do,
he
a lot
does
of
like
gardening.
front-facing videos and like ones that are like.
It's very lazy content, but people
It's the
love
format.
it.
No, it's the format that they want, and also again, people comment on it, and that is, I think, a part of it.
Yeah, I try to do like advice on some stuff. I try to like.
That's huge. People like educational content.
And I wish I would get more people asking me because I do feel like.
Ask them. Just be like, "Yo, got any questions about gardening? Fucking,
Yeah, I should try to do more of that because I
scientist."
do like it's one of those things I didn't really realize that I had a whole lot of knowledge because I feel like growing up in the South, it's more common knowledge to know a little bit about plants.
And
But
then
out
you
here, I
realize that
do. I
everybody
feel
else
like
is
I want to
a
help
fucking
people out.
moron.
You know.
So, what do you guys think about this Israel-Palestine thing?
Anyways,
All right. Well, where can we where can people find you on social media?
yeah, why
Ben?
don't you plug the socials?
It's Ben S. Bryant or Ben's Bryant. That's because my middle initials S. And
What is it, Samuel?
Santiago.
Santiago, yeah, it's insane.
It is.
Yeah, I got to learn that from looking at his credit card.
So Ben S. Bryant on everything.
I always forget
On
that too.
everything.
It is a fun thing. You should do a bit about it or something. It
Well,
is an insane.
my mom did it to make me not racist.
Oh,
It's true.
and did it work?
No, it made me more racist.
All right, Ben S. Bryant on
On
Instagram.
TikTok and Instagram, and I believe that should also
I think
work
that's
on
your
my
YouTube.
Ben S.S. Bryant. It really
Yeah.
backfired.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Ben
releasing.
Gay Ass Bryant.
I'm
on
releasing
YouTube?
a special very soon, so please subscribe for that. And I'll be releasing thrice weekly content for a little bit too. So get in
On
on
YouTube.
that. On YouTube and on my socials.
That's great.
And yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for checking me out. If you're like, this guy talks about gay sex a lot, this is what I like.
This is what I want to hear. This is the stuff I want to hear.
No, my comedy is easily 0.01% smarter than that.
And also, you don't really talk about tennis in your comedy, which is also one of the kind of ideas with this podcast. Is we feel like there's a lot of things that people have had experiences with, and they don't necessarily make jokes about it, even though it's part of their life. And I feel like the outdoors is the thing that like brought us together, and it's also bringing you together with us. So now you are part of WolfHawk Comedy.
That's amazing. You should have definitely said that premise up top so I knew what we were doing.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot.
It's okay. We got there in the end.
We got there in the end.
I mean, I had a lot of fun.
We're
I
all,
kept it on track, baby. That's what I do. That's what I'm here for. We
I'm
got
s-
comedy. We got
Gay
tennis.
sex.
We got comedy.
We usually never talk about gay sex, so this is great. This
Yeah,
really
I don't even
expands
know
our
if some of the
range.
viewers know I'm gay.
No, I think they do. I think
Okay,
They
good.
can smell it on you.
Yeah, they can sniff it out.
I'm at Mr. Mike Hawkburns on everything. Mr. Mike Hawkburns on TikTok and on Instagram and on everything else. And we're at WolfHawk Comedy.
We're at WolfHawk Comedy.
What are your
Instagram.
socials, Lizzie?
WolfHawk Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and then I'm at Lizzie Wolfson on all of those too. Plus, if you want to see video footage of this, which I think is worth it, and then you can also tell, even though we're not talking about gay sex, you'll be able to tell that I'm gay from that. So check us out on.
Well, I'm wearing shorts this whole time, and I've had a raging erection.
Yeah, well,
It's a very
we've
small
got camera
penis, but it's
3
very,
right
very
here. So check that out on Spotify and YouTube. They shouldn't take it down. I don't see why they would do that at all. And then we've got a Patreon. So if you want to hear extra episodes, we've got some fun pictures up there that I've been posting too.
What if you guys launched a Gatreon?
We haven't done Gatreon yet, but we've done Patreon, so we'll just transfer that stuff over when you create that app. But before you do that, subscribe, review, post. I
And
don't
follow
know.
our guest, Ben.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, those
Thank
things,
you, Ben.
Those things truly do help.
Yeah,
you
yeah. And
guys.
also check out Ben at Denver Comedy Underground, one of our favorite places to perform comedy in Denver. When you come through, if you're visiting and you're like, I'm going to go hiking because I'm gay. Before you do that, or after you do that, go to
Underground.
Denver Comedy Underground
Save some energy.
to get some comedy,
Some free
amazing
drink and some free
headliners,
pizzas, too.
amazing features, amazing hosts.
Amazing host.
Me.
It's true.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.